After a very, very, very long time, Marvel Studios' Spider-Man No Way Home Funko Pops, the second wave, has finally arrived for me personally. It has taken a long time to complete what I wanted from Wave 2. It's here, it's all here. My boy Andrew's finally arrived, so we can get into it. Hey everyone, Joe here. Welcome back to the Collection Compass, or welcome. Today we are showcasing the second wave, or at least majority of the second wave Spider-Man No Way Home Funko Pop edition. It's been a very long time since the movie came out. The movie came out in December 2021. It is now, as of this recording, March of 2023, so it's pretty crazy for me to believe that, you know, it's been so long since the movie's come out. It's been on DVD, it's been on Steelbook, HD, it's been all over the place. We got an extended edition, and now finally, the real wave of Funko Pops has finally arrived. I'm very happy. I'm very excited. Here they are. And I'm just ready to get down to it. Now, before you say anything, yes, this is our Wave 2 showcase. Not everything is here. I just bought the ones that I really, really like. And there's a lot more No Way Home Funko Pops out there. There's a lot more. And I'm going to cover all that in this video, so don't worry about it. Anyway, going into it. So these are the 6 I purchased from the Wave 2. There are many different variations and all that sort. But before we get to that, so No Way Home originally came out, Funko Pop-wise, back a little bit before December. I want to say even like by the time, even before the first trailer came out, they had already released these preliminary non-spoiler Funko Pop, which include Doctor Strange wearing the winter gear that he had in the movie. We had the black gold suit Spider-Man, and then also we had the only Spider-Man I bought at the time, the nano suit integrated version, and this is the one where he actually, you know, gets to display the well, now we know as the capture magic that Doctor Strange uses on it in the movie. I believe there was one other Funko Pop that came out at the time, but those were the 3 common ones that basically were like, this is all you get, this is all you can release. Everything else, that's basically, the movie was treated like Endgame, where there was so much cool stuff that the toy companies were not allowed to even touch upon because they weren't access to it. Normally, to get toys, you know, ready for, you know, the movie's release, which is called, you know, branding synergy, you would, obviously, they have to be like, you know, obviously there's NDAs and everything, they would give them like, hey, here are the concept arts that we're going to use in our movie, so you can go make toy versions of them. When it came to these, like, they did not want to risk Toby and Andrew being leaked, nor the villains even. Like, no one was allowed to know that these people were in the movie. So literally, once the movie came out, then they were like, okay, yeah, go ahead, you can go make all the merchandise you want from these guys, you know. So it was a very long time to get all these out. These weren't properly even announced till November of last year, and of course, obviously, there was the sneak preview back at San Diego Comic-Con during Funko's panel, but now finally, after many, many years, here they are. Now, before we get even to Wave 2 properly, there was a really, like, a weird, like, in-between Funko that came out. It was black and gold Spider-Man jumping for some reason. It was exclusive to one of those smaller chains, as well as there was that unmasked version. So that was kind of to hold us over for a while, but I was like, nah, they're gonna release the good stuff too. They're gonna release the good stuff too. So first of all, I gotta start with the Spideys. Obviously, that's gotta be number one. So they did introduce another, I guess the main Tom Spider-Man's Peter 1 Funko Pop, which is him just jumping without the magic stuff. It's just him jumping into battle. Obviously, you had Toby, or Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Then you had Andrew Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, in there as well. So this is the one you're looking at right now. I think that's the only one of the commons I got from the main 3, because each one of them had their own variants. If that makes, yeah, I know that's corny as hell. They had their own variants via other exclusives. So like you had the main common version, which is just them in their suits, and then you had some sort of specific version down the road. Now, you could have just picked up all 3 Spider-Man in the Amazon 3-pack. Get Toby, Andrews, and Tom's all in one packaging if you just care about display, and that's it. You don't care about the box. You can get all 3 of them in one shot, but you can buy them individually, obviously, of course. I did not buy the new Tom version, well, the new Tom version of the integrated suit, because I was already happy with this boy over here, so I was like, I didn't really need to get another one, personally to speak. In my opinion, this has honestly been the longest time I've waited for. The long-awaited Spider-Man Tobey Maguire Funko Pop. I was so happy. And this is the metallic version, so he's a little bit more shinier, a little bit more gleamer, like his colors pop more than the original one that you see in the comments. Personally, for me, I went for this because, like, if I'm gonna get Toby, I'm gonna get the number 1 Toby one. I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get him, and I did. And I was very happy with this one. I was really happy. I'm gonna be honest with you, the wait to get him was excruciating. because he was, I think, one of the last ones when they announced it. So when they announced it a few days later, majority of them dropped. That one right there did not drop for, I want to say, 3 weeks. I literally was waiting every single night, every single morning, just for that pre-order. Never came out until randomly one day before Christmas. I got my own stuff to do. I was bouncing around everywhere because of the holidays. And then guess what happened? It went out and it went live and it sold out. So I was like really pissed off that like I sacrificed so much sleep to get this Funko Pop. Eventually I get him randomly during one of the random restocks. So I was happy to eventually get him. So was it worth the wait? For me it was. Honestly, this is like, I think when Funko Pops were announced, like when Funko Pops came into my life, I knew at some point they had to have him, and it's finally here after 6 years. He's here, he's in my house, and I'm very happy about it. He does have another variant that came with the Marvel Collection Corpse Pop, which is basically him unmasked. So there are now technically 3 Toby Spideys pop. That doesn't make sense, but like, you know what I mean. There's 3 of them out there right now, so you can pick and choose which one is it. I'm just gonna leave it with that one. If they ever somehow get the license to do the older Spider-Man movies, of course I'll pick them up, but right now that's gonna be my boy for a very, very long time. And then moving into gaming, Andrew my Peter number 3 over here. So this is his common one. I really appreciate they got the big lenses right. They really did. It really is like, it stands out perfectly. It's like, it's believable. I know there was a previous Chasm 2 Funko Pop, which they did make, but that was like not really being true to the character. That was at a different time in Funko. I think that came out during year 1 or 2 of when Funko was like really starting to take off. So they really were kind of stuck in the old mold, so they kind of really couldn't go that beyond with that design. But finally in this now modern age of Funko, they're able to like really take the character, take the suit, take the mold, and like really bring it to the closest halfway mark between it's the Funko Pop meets the actual movie character. So I really do appreciate that. Variants, there's obviously the PX unmasked version where he comes out of the portal at the tail end of the movie. So that's a Funko Pop. I thought it was cool. That was actually one I was debating, but I was like, nah, I don't do the portal stuff, which is ironic because like I don't really, that's weird for me even to say. But anyway, so yeah, so I picked that up. This one was great. This actually was the last one I got. This took a very long time. Of all of these guys to come, this was the last one that I needed before I made this video. The last one I needed. They finally came. I'm happy. But yeah, so that's it about that. And over here, so we have the finale suit from the end of the movie. This is the new Spidey suit, the second homemade suit that Tom's Peter made at the tail end of the movie. So I know there's going to be a Spider-Man 4 down the line, but I already know Sony, I know Marvel. There's a good chance they might not even use it. They'll probably just upgrade it, which I'm not against an upgrade, but just in case, if there is no like possibility that that's going to be the suit for Spider-Man 4 whenever that does come out, I want to be on precautious. That suit was honestly so perfect. The colors, the blue on it, just the homemade texture of it. I loved it so much. Him having a web sling, which I think is the first Spider-Man pop I have that actually includes the webs, which I'm like, I want to look up and like look around like, do I really not have one? I don't have one. So I'm like, yeah, I need to get this one. And I really, really loved it. I really digged it. Obviously, if I have to compare between the integrated suit and this one, I'm gonna be bullish and say the homemade one is my favorite, but like, you know, it's coming into the variables on that. There is also another Tom Spider-Man one they released for this particular wave where it's the battle damage integrated one where he's fighting Green Goblin at the end of the movie. That one, pretty cool shot. They kind of nailed the emotions on Tom in that one. But for me, I decided not to do that because I'm not really much of an unmasked kind of guy unless it's a really, really powerful moment. And as much as that moment in the movie was so great, I didn't really see the need for it. So that's just my opinion on it, at least. So before we get into like the villain side of things, because like there's a lot of villains to talk about here, there were some other Spider-Man No Way Home Funko Pops that came out during this wave that I didn't pick up. So there was the MJ one, aka Zendaya, holding the cube in the movie. Then you had Ned, obviously, with the cloak of levitation. They had the cloak of levitation in the movie. I think that was in the previous way. I think they released that a little early, just like as a cool little thing. And then they have Doctor Strange doing all the magic. But honestly, as much as that was cool, Doctor Strange, you know, his part of it. My rule normally is that I like to get characters when they're within their own franchises. So I would only want to get a Doctor Strange pop when it was a Doctor Strange, you know, movie there. I would make an exception for the Avengers movie. I make exceptions all around depending on how amazing the pop is. It looks cool. I might have plans for it down the road. in a bigger establishment, but for right now, it's not something that really suits my cup of tea. So now finally moving into the villain side of things. So we have here the three core villains for the movie. We have Dr. Octopus, we have Electro, and we have Green Goblin. A lot to unpack here. Of course, there's some things missing. I'll talk about that in a minute. So first off, my boy Alfred Molina finally getting his own Funko Pop. I really hope the day comes where I get to meet him and then unequivocally get him to sign this Funko Pop. I love Alfred Molina so much from Spider-Man 2 that him finally getting his own Funko Pop was well worth it. I don't really collect villain pops. I really had not. But once they announced these, I'm like, because again, a Dr. Octopus Green Goblin holds a special place in my childhood that I would make an exception. But then you open the door to like, well, there's other villains in the MCU. There's Vulture, there's Winter Soldier, which I already had. I had my friend gave me Hydro Man, not Hydro Man from Far From Home. My friend also gave me Wenwu from Shang-Chi and the Namor pop. So I said, fuck, I started an entire wave of MCU villain lines. So I was like, because of these three, so I'm like, I was also like, okay, if I got Doc Ock and I got Green Goblin, I gotta get Electro too. He was pretty dope. So Doc Ock, again, finally having him in a Funko form was so cool. It was so great. I cannot wait to see if I can ever meet Alfred Molina in person to get him to sign this. So that'll be in the far future, of course. No exclusive for him. Sadly, he's the only core villain of the three that does not get like a variant Funko Pop somewhere else, which honestly does suck. But then again, there's only so much you can do. I believe this is the one where he has the nanotech from the Iron Spider suit in it. So I guess you can say, well, they could do a variant with the gray one. I'm like, that's kind of cheap to, like, you know, basically take out a color and call an exclusive. So it is what it is. They did the best they could. Next up, we have Electro from No Way Home. So this one has him in the actual, like, suit he has at the end of the movie, even him having the classic Electro, you know, well, not the helmet, not the mask, but like he definitely has the outline of the mask from the comics. So that was pretty cool for him to get like finally a comic accurate version, and it's the same actor who played him in TASM 2. There was a TASM 2 version, but again, that was in the old style, and it was the blue suit. And honestly, they actually kind of redeemed the blue suit because in the Marvel Course collector box, which they always do for every new movie or every new MCU project, they made one for that. And the second one, because we got a Toby unmasked one, the second one was kind of like the in-between of like, it was the blue Electro for TASM 2, but it was also him having the yellow Lightning. So I'm like, that was pretty cool to kind of combine both of them. I was debating, but I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do the blue. We're going to forget about blue Electro. And over freaking here is Green Goblin. And not just the Green Goblin, it's the Green Goblin himself from the original movie, which I'm like, oh my god. Like, this is the variant exclusive. So the original one is just Norman in his, like, you know, purple hobo thing to kind of give him the purple accents that his Green Goblin suit was missing. Which honestly, okay, I get they found a way to make it work, but I didn't really like as much as like fans were so excited that like, oh, we get to see Norman's face, like we actually get to see Willem Dafoe actually portray himself as the Green Goblin. I understand that to a T, but for me, I was like, okay, cool. I always loved this Green Goblin, man. I grew up on this, so I really didn't have to complain too much about it. That was the first one I picked up. Like, that was number one. Like, I had to pick that boy up first. He's sold out right now, but I was so lucky to get this boy. So if I have to compare the two, this one, definitely number one, the winner. So what about the other villains? There were other villains, right? There was Sandman and Lizard. Where are their Funko Pops? So right now, as of this video's recording, they could be announced like in a future point, maybe at Comic-Con. So right now, you can only get Lizard and Sandman in an exclusive Walmart 8-pack that comes with these guys. Well, not this guy. These guys, the new Tom variant. These three, but this one in the original style, the common version. And that's the only way you can get Lizard and Sandman. So if you really want to get all of them, that's the only way you can get them. As of this moment, I've had her trackers talk about that, oh, there are designated boxes for them, but they're going to save them for a separate way because it was so much content to consume. So much content, which honestly, I do agree. There was a lot of Funkos this way. It's like, we know we couldn't give you that much before. Now we're giving you everything. We're giving you all the Spideys. We're giving you all the villain. And that's not even it. That's not even over. Because Target announced they had their brand new Build-A-Scene set that is still ongoing. It's still not finished, but as of this videos right now, you can see, I think I want to say about half of that right now. So it's the Statue of Liberty Build-A-Scene, which we knew about for a while. So that includes the 3 Spideys in battle at the tower and all 5 villains, and they're all TargetCon exclusive. Well, Target exclusives. 2 of them were TargetCon. The other 6 will be just regular Target exclusives. Honestly, the idea looks pretty cool. I am a little bummed, and the general idea that Andrew's Spidey will not be part of the head head scene, they can only fit Toby and Tom. So for me personally, it's not something I want to pick up at this current moment. It is a pretty cool scene when you eventually do put it together. But as for me right now, I have no interest in getting that. That's still an ongoing thing. Maybe at the end I will change my mind on it, but right now I just have no interest in it. And there also is a Lizard and Sandman version of it, so you can pick that up as well if you don't want to really spend another $8 or so on this. But then again, the Lizard one is kind of included in like the statue set, so I'm like, you really can't separate that from the two. So it really is a lot. It's a whole smorgasbord of things right now about that. And yeah, so as of now, that's basically it. I mean, no, overall in wave 2. I just gotta say this: I love this wave. I really, really do. This was like, I think, the best way to eventually give fans all that they wanted from this movie. This movie was such a special treat when it came out back almost now a year and a half ago. To finally get these characters in Funko form, for me personally, is just, you know, a really big step. To finally get Toby, to finally get Andrew, give the most accurate suit on screen with Tom's finale suit, getting to see these classic villains from our childhood finally immobilized in Funko form, and just to have a lot of them, like literally they like quadrupled the Funko line with this release. I know there's still going to be more out there. Obviously, they will find a way to keep milking it from this. Actually, about to say, there's an actual standalone statue, a Liberty Funko Pop out there. Now, the only real thing is like, okay, it has the Captain America shield, which I'm like, okay, that really is debatable there. But I'm like, come on, like, this isn't going to stop. This is going to be one of those movies where, like, I think they're going to milk every single suit out as possible. We still need a Wong pop from this movie. So I'm like, we need to get that guy in as well. I'm pretty sure they'll give one to Flash, to J. Jonah. They will stretch out the content if it works. If it makes you can give Toby his casual citizens gear from the movie as well. There's still a lot of possibilities to come. Honestly, for me, this is the end for me. I won't be getting any more after this. This is like just, I'm happy as is. I will die if like I never collect another Funko Pop, which honestly is not true. I will still collect more. But just to wrap it up, this is amazing. This is an amazing set. Almost every Funko in this wave was treated with the respect, the TLC, and I'm very thankful they didn't rush this out just to get it out at the time of the movie. Definitely, this was probably the most perfect way, well, near perfect way, leaks aside, that you could handle a movie that has so much secrecy, that has so much love and fan support behind it, and then you accurately represented it in this wave of merchandise. So I really appreciate Funko for putting the time and effort into this. I really did. This was well worth my money. Nearly $100 was spent on collecting this entire set, but I'm still very happy about the end result. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. Did you pick up any of the No Way Home Wave 2 Funko Pop? Let me know down below if you have, what you think. How many did you buy? How much did you spend? Did you buy them all? It's a lot. It's pretty crazy out there. But yeah, if that's going to do it for me today, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't yet to the Collection Compass. Please ring the bell, like, favorite, share if you want to, and as well as follow us on social media. But until we see each other again, for all you out there, all you collectors, I'll see you next time around. But until then, stay safe out there, be good to each other, and as always, peace out.